In this video, we will learn about balloon test occlusion, its indication and success criteria. 25-year female presented with sudden onset of ptosis on the left side. She also complained of frequent headache at left temporal region and left retroorbital pain for last few years. On examination, she has complete ptosis of left eye. Left eyeball is frozen in central position, is not moving either in adduction or abduction position, while the movements of the right eye is intact. Pupil on the left side is dilated and not reacting to the light. In this T2 weighted image, one could see giant partially thrombosed left cavernous ICA aneurysm. Post-contrast images showed eccentric enhancing patent aneurysmal segment and large non-enhancing thrombosed segment of the aneurysm. So in this patient, this giant cavernous ICA aneurysm is compressing the cranial nerve 3rd, 4th and 6th and responsible for external ophthalmoplegia. This is left internal carotid artery injection which showed large seculofusiform aneurysm of cavernous ICA. Minor reflex is seen at left A1 ACA. Right ICA injection showed filling of left ACA territory from the right side with minor reflex of contrast in the left sylvian branches. So the goal of treatment in this patient is symptomatic relief and to prevent further progression of this aneurysm. We have planned the treatment in 2 stages. In stage 1, we have performed balloon test occlusion to assess the collateral circulation of left hemisphere, and in stage 2, we have performed the parent vessel occlusion. Balloon test occlusion is performed under local anesthesia in awake condition using bifemoral approach. The Envoy guide catheter is kept at the proximal left ICA and the temporary balloon is inflated at the petrous segment at the carotid canal. At this position, the balloon inflation will be stable and will avoid any kind of dissection. Once we inflate the balloon, then we inject through the guide catheter to see the occlusion of carotid artery and to see the reformation of choroidal blush from the ECA circulation. And right carotid artery injection showed good filling of left MCA cortical branches across the ACOM. The M1, M2, M3 and M4 cortical branches are filling, and on venous phase, simultaneous appearance of cortical veins of both the hemisphere is seen. Most important criteria to qualify for tolerance of balloon test occlusion is to compare the venous circulation between the both hemisphere. So we obtained the angiography at 2 frames per second, and we count the first frame when the contrast is first seen in the carotid siphon. So in this frame, the contrast is seen at the carotid siphon. So this is frame number 1, frame number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at 8th frame, we can see the parietal vein of right hemisphere and left hemisphere, they appear simultaneously. We say venous delay when the delay is more than 2 seconds. But in this patient, there is no venous delay and both the parietal veins appear simultaneously. After the angiographic evaluation, we perform neurological examination of the patient and the balloon is still inflated at left petrous ICA. We perform the level of consciousness, memory and speech function, calculation, cranial nerve examination and sensory motor examination. We repeat the examination every 5 minutes for 20 minutes. If the patient tolerates the balloon inflation for 20 minutes and there is no clinical deterioration, then we reduce the blood pressure by 30% of mean arterial blood pressure and we repeat the neurological examination. If the patient tolerates the balloon occlusion for another 20 minutes under hypotensive challenge, and if there is no clinical deterioration during the hypotensive challenge, we consider that the patient has tolerated the balloon test occlusion and we go ahead with the parent vessel occlusion. We performed the occlusion of carotid artery proximal to the aneurysmal segment, and we use 5 and 6 millimeter 3D shape coiled. After deploying many coils, the check angiogram showed contrast stasis in the carotid artery. There is no antegrade flow. At the end of the coiling procedure, we decide to use concentrated glue. We use 50% glue to seal off the proximal end of the coil to totally occlude the carotid artery. This is the final angiogram. The left common carotid artery injection showed the reformation of ophthalmic artery via collaterals from ECA. Contrast stasis in the proximal segment of ICA could be seen. Parent vessel occlusion was performed under general anesthesia. At the end of the procedure, patient was extubated. There was no clinical deficit. Heparin was not reversed. She was closely monitored in ICU for 48 hours. Blood pressure is kept on the higher side. Hypotension is avoided. Strict bed rest is advised for 48 hours. Anticoagulation is given for 48 hours. And tablet oral aspirin is started for 1 week. MRI and MR perfusion study was repeated on 7th day. And here we could see that there is no contrast filling of the aneurysm on 7th day. So this is the MRI before the procedure and this is the MRI after the procedure. So there is no contrast opacification of the aneurysmal segment and there is no deficit on MR perfusion before and after. After the procedure, patient had a significant improvement in her headache and retroorbital pain, and there was some improvement in her ptosis on 7th day. So in conclusion, balloon test occlusion has high sensitivity to select patient who would tolerate the parent vessel occlusion. Parent vessel occlusion is safe, effective therapeutic option for giant cavernous carotid aneurysms. Most aneurysms shrink with time, resulting in relief of mass effect after the parent vessel occlusion.